Question number 10, we are required to find from the velocity time plot shown in figure this is the velocity and time plot. Find the distance traveled by the particle during the first 40 seconds. Also find the average velocity during the period. So first we need to find out the total distance traveled. So let us say this particle moves along the x-axis. Initially the velocity is positive, so the particle accelerates and reaches somewhere corresponding to this point. Then it is moving at slower speed, but it's still moving in the plus axis direction. And then what happens? The particle has a negative velocity, which means that it turns back corresponding right at this point. It turns back and it starts moving in the negative x-axis direction, and finally it reaches here. So how do we find the distance travel? The distance travel is equal to the area under the v curve and the time curve, and this distance travel will be in the positive direction. This distance travel in the positive direction, and this distance, it is still a distance travel, but it is the negative x direction. And if we add these two areas, we get the total area. What is the area of this one triangle? It will 2 times the area of one of these triangles, or 2 times half of this distance. 10 multiplied by this height is 5. So this becomes 50 plus this is 50 plus same thing for this. This will also be 50 because it is a similar triangle, quite same triangle. So total distance travel will be 100 meter. Now what is the average velocity? To find the average velocity, you can do some averaging things like that, but take a look at the answer to this next question number 11, and in the end I have explained that the average velocity is nothing but the initial velocity minus final velocity divided by the initial velocity minus final velocity. So if you look at the initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 0, so final velocity minus initial velocity, that is the average velocity, it is 0 minus 0 or 0 meter per second. If you want, you can try to find the average of this velocity during this period to this period. Then even if you look at by symmetry, this whole thing, if you try to finding the average of these things during this period and this period and take the average, it will still come out to be 0.